It's Monday, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Joust About Careers podcast, where you can learn about careers from the people who are actually in the trenches every day. I'm your host, Brian Brott, and I'm a career advisor and English teacher at Buren High School who wants to see all people make good career and life decisions. My guest today is Grace Heitkamp, a nursing student who is working toward a debt-free degree. Grace shares about where she currently is on her career journey, how she decided to start working toward graduating from college debt-free, what steps are helping her achieve that goal, how BGSU is actually paying her to attend school, and much more. I hope that what Grace shares today will help all of you make better career decisions and have fulfilling career journeys. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of the Joust About Careers podcast. And today we have 2021 Van Buren graduate Grace Heitkamp with us. And she's going to be talking a little bit about her drive to graduate from college debt-free, to earn what we call a debt-free degree. And I know Dave Ramsey would be very proud of her for doing this. So Grace, I really appreciate you joining us today to talk about what you've done so far and what you're continuing to do to make sure that you graduate from college debt-free. And I'd love for you to start by just giving us an update on what has your life looked like since you graduated from Van Buren. What are you doing in college? Have anything's changed since when you started college? So forth. So Grace, go ahead and thank you again for being here with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I graduated in June of 2021 from Van Buren, and I applied to Bowling Green State University in the fall of my senior year of high school. And my original degree that I intended to pursue was actually interior design. I spent the entire first year of my college experience as an interior design major, and I really did like it. I really did. But I ended up deciding that I wanted to pursue nursing. And I think I always knew I wanted to do that. I just was very nervous to make that switch. It's a big jump. And luckily, I took enough college credits in high school to be able to still graduate on time within 4 years. So
Interesting.
that's what I'll do.
So that idea of making that change, did it have something to do with purpose? We've talked a lot about purpose with the sophomores here lately and trying to figure out where do I feel like my talents are going to be best utilized in the world. Is that something that led to that change? Did you feel like your purpose was maybe to go into that medical field and help people and so forth?
I do. I think I have always been obsessed with healthcare and just helping people in general. I've always loved that. And I was honestly so nervous. I really think I would have chosen nursing my first year if I hadn't been so nervous that I always told myself, maybe you're not smart enough. You're not qualified to be able to go through this program. And then I finally decided this is my purpose. I'm supposed to be in healthcare. I'm supposed to be a nurse. So I drove that. I was like, I know it's going to be hard, but it's my purpose. It's what I'm aiming to be in my life. So I did make that switch, and it was nerve-wracking, but I knew that's what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So the main reason we're talking today is I want to hear about your decision to go to college debt-free. And I guess what led you to even consider that?
When I was a freshman, I really never even, nothing came to my mind, I guess, about going to school. I was young. I didn't realize how much school really costs. And then I sat down so my stepmom had just married my dad, and she was a really big Dave Ramsey person. And she inspired me so much. She just told me, she's like, college, people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going to college. And as soon as you get out of college, all your money's just going to go straight there. So like, why wouldn't you try when you're young to be able to go to school and graduate and have that money to put away for other things instead of paying for school for 30 years of your life? I mean, that is not something I wanted to do, but I honestly say my stepmom and my dad, they showed me all of Dave Ramsey's principles, and they taught me that this would be a better path for me. And I honestly read a lot of books. And those just inspired me further, I think, to realize that school is very expensive, and that if I can avoid that, it'll be better for my future.
So what was the process you followed then to get started down that path?
Yeah, so I think I honestly started in middle school and then early high school, starting to take very light just credit hours for college because, I mean, our school, we're lucky enough that our school pays for us to do college courses up to a certain amount. And those are, I mean, I completed more than a year of college when I was in high school. And those are classes I didn't have to pay for at Bowling Green. Those were completely free to me. So I think I would recommend that that's where you should start is definitely take those college credits. And even if you hadn't, I think the biggest spot that really drove me to get this college covered was um, filling out scholarships. Every scholarship I got my hands on, I took those. Um, so I was in Hancock Youth Leadership when I was in high school, and I honestly say that that was the biggest influential piece of high school for me. And I think it really did help me earn those scholarships. And I think just being able to take the time, I know it's not schoolwork, but being able to take that time to fill out those scholarships and continue to make that money for yourself while you're going to college.
If you had to guess, how many scholarship applications did you complete while you were in high school?
150. I'm telling you, I filled out so many. And it was community based, it was nationwide. And of course, those nationwide ones are, you're not going to earn them most of the time, but some of the times you do. So I would say fill out as many as you can.
Can you give an estimate as far as how much you actually received in scholarship money from those applications you completed?
Absolutely. So I would say, so I covered all of my college. So BGSU, when I entered Bowling Green, they have a tuition guarantee. So we'll just say it's a $13,000 tuition every year. So I covered that $13,000 tuition every single year. And then on top of that, the school pays me a couple $1,000s a semester to go to school. So I would say probably if you were to add those all up, it would be a good amount.
Now, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about that idea of Bowling Green paying you to go to school. How did that come about? How does that work?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to receive the Thompson Scholarship from Bowling Green, and that's a leadership and volunteerism scholarship through the university, and that covers about 10,000 of the 13,000 every year. And then I earned another one. I earned the Hancock County Secor Scholarship, which covered another 2,000 a year. And then on top of that, I received a lot of community foundation scholarships and just general scholarships that it basically was an extra on top of Bowling Green was receiving more money than I needed to be paying for tuition. So they basically reimbursed me for whatever the school doesn't take as my tuition.
Right, right. Wow, that is the perfect situation. And, I talk about that with
Yes.
students getting paid to learn in apprenticeships, things like that. You've proven that it's possible to be paid to go to college. And
Yeah.
that is absolutely awesome and amazing. What would you say the hardest part has been getting to the point of being graduating from college debt free?
I think just the fact that it took so much work to get there, it takes a lot of drive to be able to discipline yourself enough to be like, okay, I have to fill out this scholarship. I know I finished my schoolwork, but now it's time to do something for my future. And there was a lot. I spent a lot of time, hours and hours and hours of filling out these scholarships. But I will tell you, it was the most worth it thing I have ever done. It's been very helpful. It was hard, but now that I have completed those, it's a weight off my shoulders. I'm not stressed about it anymore. It's not hard anymore. I still take the time to fill out university scholarships and such. Even though I'm not a freshman, there's still ones for continuing students that I still continue to fill out. I mean, you can. So nothing, I would say once you have graduated and you've completed all those scholarships, it's not hard anymore.
Have you met any other people at college who are in your situation, or are you absolutely a unicorn that you're a one and only?
I would say a lot of my friends are made through the Thompson Scholarship program. So a lot of these kids don't pay a lot for school. And I've definitely met a few that also get that BGSU reimbursement. And I wouldn't say there are a lot of them, but there are quite a few, more than you would actually think. But
Okay.
just in general, I think you don't have to pay the full amount for school. There are ways for everyone to be able to get money taken off their tuition. So I would say
Absolutely.
I see more of it than I would have expected.
Well, good. That's good to hear. So when you graduate with your nursing degree, you are going to be debt free. You're going to be able
Mhm.
to go get that first job, put that money in your pocket instead of sending a portion of it to pay off loans. What are you most excited about for your post-college career in
Yeah,
nursing?
absolutely. I think I'm just excited the whole general like being able to help people. I love the healthcare field. I find it so fascinating. I start my clinicals here in the next semester, so I'll really be able to get that feel for what I'll be doing. But I think that's what I'm most excited about. And then the debt-free portion is just it's so freeing. I feel like I'm not thinking about, oh, I have these student loans to pay back. It's more like, okay, I can put this money away for a house. I can build up, you know, a great savings account and be able to take vacations when I'm younger and not, being able to have that freedom, I think is what is most exciting to me.
I always tell my students now that, hey, if you go to college debt free and you ever regret not having those student loan debts, I'm sure you can go back and take out a loan if you want to. But I think they're all going to be like you and be very, very happy that they've not had to deal with that. Anything you could tell us about BGSU as far as what are some of the positives about that school?
I honestly have had such a wonderful experience at BGSU. The campus is huge, so it feels like you're at a big school, but the population is smaller than that of like Ohio State or something like that. So you get more of that one-on-one professor and student ratio. I feel like I can go talk to my professors. They're able to communicate with me a little better than I think it would be sitting in a 300 person lecture hall. And of course, you still have some of those occasionally, but I would say most of the time, like my nursing classes, I'm in a class of like 15 people and we're all just communicating. I think I think the school has just been so good at um, like my Thompson Scholarship program. I would say if you are interested in attending Bowling Green, you have to fill out that scholarship. It is the best thing that has happened to me during college because I have made friends through that. They help with just in general academic planning. It's a very stress relieving program, I think, for me. So BGSU is just a really wonderful school. You can go to a private university and you're going to get a great education, but you can also go to a school that maybe doesn't cost as much, a public education, public college that is going to give you just as good of an education with less debt.
Which is always a good thing. So as you think about the last couple of years here since you've left high school, is there anything you've learned about life in general or pursuing a career that you wish you had known when you were in high school?
Going back to my change in majors, I was so scared because of the fact that I was never like amazing with math and science. And I guess I was just scared that I was not going to excel in that. I I guess I had a fear of failure and I've learned that failure's okay and that you learn from that. And so if I have a problem or I'm confused, then I have learned in these math and science courses I'm taking for nursing to just go ask. Go, don't be afraid to fail. Just be able to go and learn something from it because I was terrified. I have to work so hard to be able to do a good job, I guess, in this college of nursing, but I think it will be worth it in the end. And I can't be afraid to slip up because I know that I'm going to learn something from it.
Well, Grace, I really appreciate that. And I appreciate that it is difficult for our healthcare workers as they're learning, because I know that I want to have good healthcare, and I know that because of your training and the difficulty of it and the challenges you're facing, you are going to be well prepared for the workforce when you head out into it. So I really appreciate you sharing your story, Grace, and good luck to you as you continue down that path to graduating debt-free. And I look forward to hearing more about your career journey in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for watching and listening to this episode of the Joust About Careers podcast. I hope you learned valuable information from this career story, and to be sure you don't miss upcoming episodes, please click subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform so you'll know when the next episode is released. Thank you for watching, and as always, this is the place to go to learn just about careers.